So here's another pathology that runs in the family bloodlines that need to be spoken about. So understand this. The things that I'm about to tell you about happened to me because it happened to my mom. Understand that first and foremost. And understand this. What I'm about to share with you is just my testimony, so don't ever feel safe or comfortable enough to say anything about my mom. Pray for her. I'm praying for her and pray for me, and I'm gonna pray for y'all. Be praying for each other, okay? Yeah. But I come from a mom, and these are the things that I'm working on healing from. So I come from a mom who would love me and show me displays of love, but then show me so much displays of hate for me as well at times. Um, I remember being homeless. I was homeless for about 10 years of my life. And while I was homeless, I had to go and stay with my mom. Mind you, this is like a very pivotal moment because at this point I'm like homeless. I'm extremely strung out on drugs. It's a lot going on. I'm not good mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I'm nowhere near where I am now. Understand that. So I had to go and stay with her. I literally, I remember sleeping on the couch and listening to my mom talk cold cash shit about me like a dog in the street. Now, at first I didn't understand. I didn't understand the trauma that she was dealing with and why she operated the way she did until the spirit began to break it down and I began to see it for what it was with my grandma, my mama. My grandma used to do the same thing to my mom. And she would put my aunt and my mama against each other, my aunt and my mama against each other. And then my mama does that same thing to this day between me and my sister. She'll go to my mama and my sister and talk shit about me, and then go to my come to me and talk shit about my sister. And I'm just in a place now. I'm like, Ma, I don't want to hear that. We're not doing that. We're doing it different this time. We're doing it different this time. You have parents who will try and be their brokenness. Their brokenness will show up in um, favoritism or trying to put the kids against each other. That's trauma. That's unhealed trauma and toxicity. I wasn't always in this place where I was willing to call it out, but now I just very much, Ma, don't come. Don't come to me with it. I don't want to hear it. We're doing it different this time, very much so. But also, I want y'all to understand that my mom was not always in my life. My mom was in my life for a little portion of my life, but in my life, no, I stayed with cousins and aunties, and I stayed from here to there. I was, baby, all over the place from very early on, like maybe 12, 13 years old. So, yeah, it's one of those type of things. But I love my mom and I understand where she is mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And I understand the things that she has been through. And so that's why I'm able to have forgiven her and understand. Because here, I go through shit too. I'm having to heal from things. And people get there in their own time and or not. I don't know. But I got a mama now, so I love her for who she is. But I'm finna speak my damn truth. She already know, honey. I'm gonna speak my truth, baby. I'm gonna speak it every time, even on with myself. I'm gonna do that. However, um, there was a time where I remember after being homeless for 10 years, I finally got Section 8, and I was finna move into my very first apartment. And my mama started an argument with me the day before I was supposed to move in, and she thought that I had warrants on me, and she called the police to have me locked up. And they came and they ran my name, and I had a warrant. It was a warrant. And luckily I spent the night over in jail. Now granted, it was done with malicious intent because she thought that they still had checks that had been written in my name, and it wasn't me that wrote the checks. My aunt wrote the checks on me. I ain't finna go into all my family business, but that's a whole nother story. However, I got arrested for it. But this time when I went to jail, they had no record of me ever being locked up. Come on, God, Spirit. And I know I went through that jail, and I know they had me locked up for traffic tickets and for checks that I did not write. But when I went to jail that day, they said, we have no record of you. We got to re-fingerprint you. Baby, I got my life. I got my life because it was an attack against me. The day before I'm supposed to sign my lease, and I got a certain time to be there. And I don't even understand. I don't even think she fully understands that she was being used in that moment. So, again, I say I love my mama, but my mama only versions of love is toxic, and so that's what she gave me. But I accept it for what it is. I just know I deserve more than that now. And I'm trying to get to it, okay? And again, I say this video is not to rag my mama down. And don't you ever feel comfortable to disrespect my mama. On God. We're not doing that. We're not going to play those games. But it is to show you certain pathologies and certain things that certain people have to heal from. There was a time where I used to resent my mama. I used to tell myself, honey, if she died, I wouldn't have a feeling in the world because I didn't know her. At that point in my life. But she gave me the very best to her that she could give me. Which she did the very best with what she knew how to. And I'm thankful for that. But I also see the dysfunction and the pathology and the trauma and the drama and all the things because I'm a generational curse breaker. All the shit is laid upon me. It was laid upon them too, but I answered the call. And ain't no shade about that. Sometimes you grow up in families, honey, and your mama be your own enemy. Jealous of you. Can we talk about it? Because the little girl in her is still hurting. And she carrying on pathology and shit from her mama. Honey, my grandma wasn't no saint, honey. I got up there on my altar, honey. We talk all the time. I love her down, honey, because she is not the same person in the spiritual realm she was here. But understand, she did the very best with what she knew how to because she didn't have a mama that really just even told her she loved her. Pathology.